Hello and welcome back to Isla Napali. It's Friday, it's weekend, so it's a good day for a video like that. So chill, sit down, relax and have fun with today's episode. We're actually going to tackle the log flume again. Yeah, it's long overdue and I am quite happy with the result. So yeah, you hopefully will enjoy it too. So see you on the other side of the intro. Alright, great, here we go. Again, this is one of the things I kind of pushed away from me for quite a long time, and I said recently, and I remember I said this, but I said recently that I wanted to do some other parts first, but you know, this was again done as basically always in the recent weeks, live on stream on Twitch. Again, as always, the reminder, if you are not there yet, make sure to click the link in the description, and this is where you can find my Twitch channel. I'm streaming at the moment like 3 times a week, always around 11 p.m. to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., something around that, and all Central European summertime. So if you are interested in that and want to see the build live, make sure to check it out and follow over there. It's free, you know, you don't need to pay for it. You can just watch it as always, the same as here on YouTube, so pretty easy. And then you can always also rewatch it as a speedlapse, time-lapse video, what you can see over here. So yeah, that's just as a little bit of an info service. The second thing, which is a little bit more organization stuff, is I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but well, I do notice this quite a bit. YouTube recently has a little bit of a problem. I don't know what exactly is happening, but everyone seems to struggle to get any views on the videos. It's just nuts, and I am not sure what exactly this is. The interaction rate is still okay, so like there are comments, there is like a feedback and all this kind of stuff is really good, but the views I'm pulling at the moment, they are like beyond what I made at the very beginning of YouTube. Like it's Isla Napali usually was the series which always got easily like over 1,000, 2,000 views, but at the moment we are not even getting 1,000 views, which is weird because people tell me they watched it. Like I know from a lot of people who watched it, I know from the views that it should be more, because like there's so much feedback and so much stuff going on. You know, if the interaction rate would be true, this would be the craziest interaction rate of all times, because like with 700 views, we are still like 40 comments and I don't know, stuff like that. So this would be very weird indeed. So I don't know if it makes sense if you guys quickly could let me know in the comments if you see all the videos in your sub box at the moment, in your feed, and if you get notifications, all this kind of stuff. I know it's repetitive as always, but it's a bit weird because at the moment we all can't really control what's going on, because it seems YouTube is a little bit broken in terms of displaying the views. I also have that, you know, all of a sudden my videos have like 400 views and then half an hour later I've got like 1,000 views, which is weird because not 600 people do watch it like within an hour. That's not possible. So yeah, it's all a bit weird. So it would be nice if you can just give me a quick heads up in the comments below if you see all the videos, if you did watch all the recent Napali videos, and if not, and if you just came back now for one episode and you didn't watch the last ones, just tell me why, because maybe it's also me who needs to improve and, you know, has to redo the content a little bit so that you guys are interested more in it again. I don't know. So just a little bit of a heads up here would be nice. Anyways, that's it already with the organizational stuff. Let's talk about what I'm doing in this God, it's Friday. What I'm doing in this episode, like I am, as I said, tackling the log flume, as you can see, without a doubt, and I was connecting some of the pipe work. So it's not done yet entirely, but I thought it would be cool to make sure that we have a little bit more of the pipework set up, so that it is a little bit more believable that the water is transported towards the pipes of the log flume. Like usually how a log flume works, it's not that you have like one area where the water is, you know, brought into this and then the rest of the whole log flume is just like one stream of water. You usually have a lot of little pumps and little filter systems you know, in various areas, so that there's like a constant water flow, and if there's a leak or something you can just have the whole log flume just partly tackled. So this is something very important about a log flume, how it works. And also obviously you need to have like a new new kind of water system after each lift hill, which is pretty obvious as well, because how should the water else come there? It's not like that the water is transported easily up there, so you definitely always have like different pumping systems going on to make sure that the log flume does work in, you know, everywhere around the track. So this is what I wanted to also connect here. Again, as I said, I do have to do a little bit more of it by now, because not everything is connected quite yet. But for the moment being, I'm just happy with how it turns out so far, because it was the baseline, or like the basis is done now, and now I just need to copy some things around and connect some of the pipe work, and then we are basically done. All right, so then I moved on with another backstage building. So this is one of the buildings that is for the maintenance area. So since the log flume for the most part is a little bit raised, again, for those of you who haven't been with this series from the beginning, we are looking into it from a very, very, very realism-oriented point of view. And so the reason why the whole log flume is raised a little bit is just to prevent it from being drowned, or for drowning once there is a flooding going on, because this is in the middle of the Pacific. This island is located in the middle of the Pacific. I should say there is a high risk of flooding and like thunderstorms and also hurricanes. And if the whole ride, especially the station and the maintenance area, would be on ground level, I think it wouldn't have survived. So this is why the people who have built this park decided to raise the whole system and the whole foundation of the ride and the maintenance area a little bit, and this is why it is this building over here. And also to make sure that you use the environment to the best extent you can, we use this little hill over here as a natural border. So this is easily why they put it in here. And in earlier times, this has been a bunker for the World War. So the American people, they used this island as a special outpost for the war against the Japanese people, the Japanese peoples, that's true. And yeah, I must add that a lot of people commented early on in this series that it would be highly likely that this island really was an outpost of the American or the US military. And I looked even more into the history of Kauai, especially the island of Kauai, which is the main influence for this series. And yeah, it's not surprising that this is really true, that Kauai still has one of the biggest outposts of the United States military in the Pacific, which is still active to that date. And yeah, they quite have a large military bases on the northern part of this island, which is basically the most northern and also western outpost that the United States have within their own home soil, if you will, because Hawaii is actually part of the United States, obviously, and so this is the most western part of their military outpost you can find. And I found this very interesting because this can also explain a little bit better why several systems have already been installed on that island. So this again over here is it's like a bunker which has been taken down a little bit, and now it is reused as the maintenance area for our wonderful log flume ride. And as I can see, I was putting some pipes here and there to make it a bit more believable, to make it a little bit more appealing. And yeah, the idea is that the old bunker is basically below there. This is also why I used quite a bit of concrete here and there, and I decided to make sure that the concrete is will maintain in this area, because this is the kind of remaining parts of the bunker, which you don't need to rebuild or whatever. But then I completely made a new facade. So the idea is that the whole build over here uses the main structure of the bunker and just puts another facade on it. That was the main inspiration, the main idea about this one. And since I wanted to make sure that from the guests pathing, this bunker, or like the backstage area, is not visible. And I was trying, as you might have seen a few seconds earlier, I was just moving the camera around just to check whether the perspective from the guests is kind of having this backstage area in the view. And unfortunately it was in the view, so I decided to put a planter here where we can put some of the lovely new items I found in the workshop. And I have to admit, the workshop link should work again in the description, but I'm not fairly sure if every item is in there because I downloaded so many recently. I have to bring them all in again. It's a bit of a I don't know, it's a really hard task because you have to do so much. Like I have so many items used in this park. I would love if Frontier could add a function like in City Skylines, that you can just make a link easily out of all the items used in one save file. That would be easy and would be awesome. But yeah, I don't know if this works, but I will hopefully try to. I can't remember who it was, but there is one creator on the workshop who made all these potted plants. They are looking absolutely phenomenal. They are really gorgeous. If I remember, I will put a link in the description, but since I'm very short on time today, I'm pretty sure I forget. But I will put this in the comments and pin the comment, because that's something I might remember tonight, and then at least for those who watch it tomorrow, they can check out this link, because it's awesome and he deserves a lot more credit, because these potted plants, wow man, they are so good. I don't know how many polies he used, but I can deal with that and it's fine. By the way, this is also pretty funny for you to watch now as a speed build, because I used, as always, the Archer guide to check whether the dimensions and sizes are correct. And yeah, I moved them around and I was already thinking that it might look quite funny speeded up, and it apparently does. So yeah, it's very cool. So alrighty, then we have to say that this is continuing now by just making sure that some of the last bits of this video are yeah, kind of put into position so that it looks like something that has to be there. Anyways, since I'm a little bit short on time, I will now leave you alone a little bit with the music and be back towards the end of this episode, so that we have some more stuff to talk about. But for now, just enjoy a few minutes of music and speed build. Alright, as promised, here I am at the end of this episode. So there's not much more to say. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of me building a little bit in the log flume area. One thing I do want to ask you guys is if you're happy with the new entrance area, and is there anything you're missing about on the log flume? Do you have any other ideas how we can make the overall ride a little bit more immersive? Is there anything you want to see next to the log flume itself? And yeah, what do you think about the wonderful custom assets I used in this episode? Because I'm a big fan of them. You will see in a second again some of the bamboo pieces, just gorgeous looking. So again, if I remember, I will put the link in the description or in the first pinned comment. But for now, that's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, make sure to leave a like if you did like the video, obviously, and also leave some feedback if you have some and if you feel like doing so. That'd be awesome. And then I would say we hear each other in the next one. Until then, have a great time and bye, guys. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you appreciate that. And now a special thanks also to all the people supporting me here on that channel, making this all possible. You can see that on the left hand side right now. And also, if you want to see more of my stuff, make sure to click that card on the right top now. And if you want to stick around, make sure to hit that sub button, which is on the bottom right of the screen. If you want to see stuff on my social media, sneak peeks and stuff like that, it is on the bottom left of the screen. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next episode. Until then, enjoy your time, guys, and bye.